Welcome to week 8, the final week of CJAD 6301 Crime and Criminal Justice. Today this week we're going to wrap it all up. There is no additional essay. I'm expecting you guys to finish your research project and get that turned in, but we are going to have a discussion. And the discussion should be a fun one. And the question is, why do we need to discipline or punish deviant behavior? In a world where we have mass incarceration and there are tons of people in prison, 2 million people to be exact, there are more people in American prisons than the rest of the world, at least the industrialized world. We incarcerate a lot of people. It's called mass incarceration. A lot of the incarceration has come through the war on drugs, and the people are they're in prison for their drug abuse. But there's more than just drugs, right? We have murder, we've got rape, we've got theft, we've got burglary, we've got kidnapping. There are thousands upon thousands of laws which could end you up in prison. A preacher was arrested on Easter Sunday for having services in his church, as opposed to the social distancing orders that we find ourselves living in right now. People are going to jail. People are in jail. Lots of people. There are a bunch of governors and political leaders right now that are wanting to open up the jails and let everybody go free. Why would we want to do that? Do you think we should do that? Okay. Why do we need to discipline or punish deviant behavior? I'm going to use a play on words here. Ronald Reagan said during his presidency that one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. And he was referring to Yasser Arafat and the PLO and saying, just because we think that the terrorists are terrorists doesn't mean that the terrorists think they're terrorists. I'm watching this TV show, this limited series on Netflix called Wake Up. And one of the characters said, just because we define them as a cult doesn't mean that they see themselves as a cult. They see themselves as devoted members of a religious faith. Terrorists see themselves as freedom fighters. Who's to say and who's to define what is deviant behavior? Okay. And we're going to get into some Latin here. Mele in se and mele prohibita. You guys know those words. You should know those words. It's just evil, and it's wrong because there's a law that prohibits it. Everybody should know what is just plain evil. But my deviant acts might not be your deviant acts, or what you think is deviant, I might not think is deviant. And we go on from there. So this week's discussion, this final discussion for this class, is going to be on why we need to discipline or punish deviant behavior. Okay. We're going to focus, or I'd like you to focus specifically on mass incarceration. Okay. We're going to look and tie together all of the theories that we have discussed over the last 8 weeks. I'm kind of leaning towards Bonger and Queenie and those that are, that they propose and they promote the conflict theory. I kind of like the conflict theory in this world view because the majority population is going to use laws and create laws to oppress and to protect what they have. Let's talk about that a little bit. See you in the forums. See you next semester. Again, if you have not registered, please do so. I need to get as many people enrolled in these classes as possible. We're doing statistics and contemporary issues in police administration, summer 1. We're doing advanced research and civil liabilities in summer 2. Go ahead and get registered. George needs you to submit your essay as quickly as possible so that we can get you fully enrolled into the program. Doing a great job provisionally, but I think they're not going to let you enroll in any more classes. If they do, great. Let's get that done. But they're going to start wanting you and me to make sure that we've got your numbers on the board. Caitlin and Landon, please register for Summer 1, Summer 2, Fall 1, and Fall 2. If you would like to set up a Teams meeting with me, let me know. We can do a face-to-face meeting through Teams or Skype for Business if you have either or of those. And then we can discuss about what we're going to do next. Caitlin, I need to check on you about your literature review and see how you're coming about with your thesis in drug court. I'll see if I can get with the judge, see if I can get some of those numbers, and you can start doing those. You also need to start working on your IRB application. So send me an email. Let me know when you want to get together and have a virtual face-to-face get-together through Teams, and we will go from there. Okay? See you in the forums.